All right, so we just arrived at our campsite. It's super windy. We actually stashed some firewood back here on the tailgate because this tailgate won't go up with the Rogue EA-1 in a 6.5 foot bed on the Ford F-150. So we got some power over here we're gonna plug into and some water. We've never done that before, but it's all new to us. Ugh. Gotta have the keys. We're gonna show you what exactly we brought on our one night camping trip. We're just testing out our camper and kind of having some fun before it gets hot for summer. There's projected to be rain, so we'll see what happens that. So we could actually fit 2 adult bikes in here. And I just brought my blower, blow off pollen and things. Got the ladder in here and tables flipped over. And you know, we forgot to bring a bunch of stuff, so we're heading back to the house. We're testing this campground, which is only like 2 miles from our house, but it's still gonna be fun because we got our own spot here. So we're gonna test it out and see how everything goes. Now I like to keep, you can go on in there if you want, Max. We got to get the ladder out. I like to keep in here my cable to plug in the camper, and we got an adapter here, but we won't need that because we're doing 30 amp. And then this is to extend our hose, our outlet there. But left that on, whoops. Well, this thing isn't locked, or it doesn't have a lock on it. So if that could have a lock, that would be awesome, because this cord, you know, can be expensive. So, and people are always stealing wire for copper and all that. So yeah, I'd prefer if we had a way to lock that. This guy is going to plug in here. But you know what? We're going out for dinner later, so I'm gonna hold off on doing that. Just kind of showing you all the things we got going on here. We can hook our water drain line up here and send it off in the grass over here, or right under the, yeah, you put off into the grass. Although I don't know if that's cool or not. There's really no way else to store water. There's no like gray tank on this thing, so we can put our water from over here in. We brought a hose, and then you know what we might do instead of hooking that up? I was thinking we're just gonna fill this baby up when we need it for our shower water and our sink water. And so we'll just pour water in there, and we got our shower, and we got a little shower setup pop-up thing, which is kind of cool. This guy here, he pops up and makes into like a place to shower inside. So yeah, ready to go. Okay, we are back, and it's getting to be evening time, and we just went and got some Domino's pizza, and now we're gonna plug in this Rogue EA-1 with this 30 amp, 20 to 40 amp, whatever, 30 amp cord. Plug that baby in. And I know nothing about campers specifically. I just know how to plug things in and turn on fuses, so that's what we're gonna do. Now I have made sure that I unplugged the cable that goes from the truck 7-pin to the camper, and right now I have it in the off position as far as the power goes on the thing over here. I'll show you in a sec, which I don't know if either of that is necessary, but someone said their camper battery drained out while they were plugged in with this when they left their truck plugged in for some reason. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the 30 amp here. Is this 20 amp for here? Must be. All right. And now, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know how any of this is wired, but let's test it. We have power. It's right there, Max, shoved in the corner. We have power, yet this thing, the battery disconnect. Okay, if the battery disconnect, if it's already disconnected, then why would it matter if you had this plugged in? I don't know. Okay, I'm just going off of what someone said, but we got some organization to do up in here. This little giant ladder, I'll put a link on the video. I just kind of figured out if you do it this way, you actually have a little handle here to get up, but you want to organize it the other way so that your handle doesn't get in the way of your door closing here. So that's kind of handy. You can walk right up here. And I believe it's time to lift up our roof. So first step for that is to go over here and pull the pin out and do that. And then we have to do it on the other side. And you see I'm walking along on the tailgate. If you take your tailgate off, you lose all this nice room to walk around. And so you have to stand on the bumper and hold on to here and try to reach up and around. And it's a lot more of a pain in the butt. So now, yeah, of course. We're gonna get our remote out, plug it in, and turn it on. And I'm gonna push. Let's see here. Rico Titan, lift, lower, front, rear, all. Okay, so that's for these jacks here. There's a certain button you can hold on here, and it will change it over here to select. So we're gonna change this over. Okay, it's still on those. Do you have to hold it? I believe you had to hold it. And it will switch over to do the roof jacks. There, it's red. Now. There we go. So I'm just simply pushing this top left button, and both sides are working. And we rarely lift this roof up because we don't camp in this thing. We use it for the beach, just for day trips to the beach and parking on the sand. So we're gonna go in here and check out how we're doing, raising up. And we're getting more and more room over there. And you get a good amount of headspace here. I'm gonna leave that closed. It's not hot at all. So come on, baby. Don't fail us now. We gotta go up, and it's cold, so we're gonna make sure all our windows and flaps and everything are zipped up tight. And we might get some rain in the next hour. So we're gonna be testing out. See, I see a little gap there to the outside. Or at least it looks like it. I'm gonna stick my finger in there. Oh no, yeah, this is totally exposed to the outside right there. Where there's a little flap-a-doo that, it was kind of sticky here. It's supposed to be stuck on there.
Oh, good. See, this part has plastic.
Oh, there is plastic on the corners. Okay, but you can see through it. So this side finished first with the jack, and then that one, and now I'm pushing and nothing's happening. So we're done. Yeah, Max?
When you go inside this bubble, it sounds way more windy than it actually is.
That's the bubble up there, and some people have a solar panel in place of where that bubble is. And show them how that blind works when you pull that thing up. It's a pain. It kind of hangs down a little, and it doesn't quite stay up, but it works. But that's your star view out there for at night. Now let's get some lights on.
It needs to be washed.
Oh yeah, for sure washed.
I can't see anything except
We can turn our lights on.
Whoa,
Get our smoke detector, our radio. We might need to start getting our Bluetooth connected. And if anyone knows why this is in here or what the heck it's for, maybe they just give you this so you can put it somewhere else. But what I mean, is it just to block things from falling out? I mean, they already have a lip right here. And that's the one thing I don't like about this camper is this whole seating section here is really annoying because it goes back and it gives you much less room to sit. So you only got that much room, like a hand width. And so I know why they did that, to make the bed longer, and they want you to sleep like this. But we're going to swap it. We're going to take out this thing over here. We're going to swap the mattress so we lay this way. And then possibly remove this section here so we have, just feels more open and we have more space to sit there. It's just a big mess in here right now because we're just getting organized. So this actually goes here for seating, and we need to put our table back on. This little table thing can go under here. This opens. I have stuff in there which I totally forgot what it is. You okay, bud?
Yeah.
Pop our table on here. And now we're ready to party. We're getting more set up here, and our power went out. All the lights went off. So we're gonna go check. Hey, that thing still works. I think that's always connected to the battery though. But these lights went out. Fridge we had on, it's off now. So I'm gonna check our fuse out here. Maybe I moved this. Could I have? Oh, I know what happened.
Oh.
I moved the cord here a little bit, and it yanked on it. I was trying to get it, make it not a tripping hazard.
Ow.
So, okay. Yep, power's back on. You can see. So we aren't gonna lower these. We don't want to forget them when we get back up. We're only here for one night, but you can see this stock F-150, kind of how it's loaded. But yeah, at the beach you get a lot of sand, so we're always sweeping this thing out. This is the view from up there, and it's starting to sprinkle, so we're definitely going to get a rain and wind test on this thing tonight. Well, it's raining, and well, we noticed there was water down here along the floor, and we wiped it up and it still kept coming. So I noticed here there's a drip here. You saw that? And it's coming out here. So we are using the fridge, and we did use the sink, but we were wondering because at first we didn't have the thing unplugged over there, so the water built up in the sink like an inch, and we had it sitting like that for a few minutes before I went and drained it. I wonder if maybe the seal around here or down in there at the trap or something there's a leak in there somewhere, and it came down along the cabinet underneath and dripped over this way and is coming down. So I'm not sure exactly how to check that out, but I have a feeling if this thing is able to pop out, oh yeah, I can unscrew here, pull this little cubby out, I might be able to see under the sink and see what the problem is. We just got back from our one night camping test trip, and everything was well. We had really strong winds, like 30 miles per hour, so it was flapping all night. But you know, if you were staying in this long term or something and that was a problem, you could always build some styrofoam with fabric put around it and go on the inside and make triangles to fit in there and keep that flapping down. Now, when I had to raise it up when we got back home, because when I closed it, it wasn't dry yet, so water stayed in there. So you don't want to close it with water in it and then just leave it. It'll get moldy and mildew, so that would be horrible. So now I'm gonna have to leave it up like this for a day or two until it all dries out, and then put it down. One thing I noticed up here, which is kind of a design flaw or maybe just a problem with mine or how they put it together, I'm gonna go right up here and see how the weather strip is torn right there. So I believe this is supposed to be down, but it can't pull down because it's jammed in up here. And the same thing happened on both sides. So that's the disappointment. So that's not cool, but I think if the water gets in there, it'll make its way this way and drain out anyway, so we'll be okay. We probably should have turned on our heater last night because it did get pretty cold, but we were fine under our comforters and blankets. And I don't want to use the heater in here because it's a gas heater, and I'm just not really comfortable with gas appliances while I'm sleeping, me and my son. So might get an electric heater, because if we're plugged into power anyways, you know, what's the difference? We can use the electric heater, and you don't need much of a heater to heat up this small space. Let's turn some lights on. we got the battery disconnect on. But I want to go in here actually and take a look inside and figure out why we had that leak. So I'm gonna pause the video and then I'll take another one once I get the screws 1, 2, 3, 4 out of here. I've got the light on the camera and I just unscrewed 4 screws. I guess I had another screw in here. It's kind of funny, it was rolling back and forth like that and made a rust pattern perfectly. Interesting. So this cubby pulls right out. That's a nice little cubby. Put that down, and now I have access to just a crap load of stuff in here. Looks like that's my battery disconnect that pokes through, and some other wires going through the wall there. Let's check for any leaks or sign of leaks here. Here would be the pipe that connects and goes down to the drain. I'm gonna give a little feel around here, see if there's any residual wetness. I'm not feeling anything going down, and I would think if it had leaked in here, I would see water. Oh, okay, there's a little sign of some wetness right over there. Zoom in. But I don't see it over here leading that way. Okay, so I just went for it here. To get this off, first you pull off the knobs, then there'll be a screw here and here, and then to pop this guy out, there's 4 screws. They're there, and this slides in this way first to get the gas pipe in there. Now what I'm looking at here, taking a dive down, is see at the bottom there, and there's wet there, and that's where it's actually dripping through, so it was coming forward. This all looks wet to me, and the question is it coming from behind here, and this here? That's the pipe. Move the stove a little. I guess it could be possible. So we'll go back in this axis here. Make it as easy as I can. Did it drip under here, drip down and go over? Is my question. Or is it totally dry over here and the leak is coming from the outer wall? So I'm gonna scoop. And what does it look like down here? Okay, so perhaps mystery solved, I don't know. But I opened this cover for the hot water heater, and I noticed down in here in that crack, that seam there, that little channel, that gutter, it was wet in there. So I'm wondering if the rain came in, got past this ledge up here, or behind that little gasket. So I'm gonna throw some silicone on there. Maybe shove some silicone in along there, although it's a really tight squeeze. I can't really get my finger way back in there, and it's real close to that copper pipe, and see if that hopefully stops this issue, but still not 100% sure.